The rules that are being proposed are really not strong enough, and if they were implemented, you're probably not going to end up with green hydrogen. And the result of that is that the products produced won't be truly green. So be it steel, or be it ammonia, or be it methanol, or be it SAF, won't be green. So let me explain a bit more. The European Union have set up what they call the 3 pillars for the production of green hydrogen, and I'll explain very simply. And the first one is that the energy comes from the same grid. So in my case, I'm in Queensland, the energy has to come from the Queensland grid. That's fairly obvious. The second rule is that it has to be additional wind and solar. And the final rule of the 3 pillars is that it has to be time matched. So the energy that you're using to produce the hydrogen has to be matched on an hourly basis. And the paper that Treasury went out with really only is proposing one rule, and that's that the energy comes from your grid. And that is not going to turn Australia into a green hydrogen superpower.
What does that mean then
Yes.
when it comes to international competitiveness for Australian green hydrogen and products as a result of using it?
Well, it means that the products won't be green. So let me give you an example. We're negotiating with an international airline right now that wants green SAF, sustainable aviation fuel, and that can be made from a combination of biomass and green hydrogen. Now, if we were to produce our hydrogen under the rules proposed by Treasury, that sustainable aviation fuel would not be green. So if you were flying on a flight from Australia to Europe using that fuel, in the future you'll be caught in the European, what they call the CBAM, the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. So that will be taxed. If you are looking to produce ammonia using green fuel under these rules, that ammonia will not be green and it'll be taxed by the EU at the border. So the rules are not going to meet the ambition, Australia's national ambition, to become a green hydrogen superpower.
Anthony Albanese was asked about the tax incentives today, and he said that they encourage investment and reward success.
Well, yes, they do encourage investment. Obviously, a $2 a kilo is an incentive, and producers are really keen to take advantage of that incentive. The problem is not the incentive. The problem is the rules. It'll have perverse outcomes, you know. In fact, that they run contrary to Australia's ambition to reduce our carbon emissions by 2030 by 43%.
Is it true that Sunshine Hydro would stand to be a major beneficiary of these production tax incentives to the tune of $60 million a year?
Yeah, so our 2 major projects that are under development would produce in the order of 80 to 100 tonnes of hydrogen a day. And yes, we will benefit from those tax incentives. But our business model was not designed around having them. It's a bonus from our point of view. The investment will occur irrespective of whether we get the tax incentive.
Given the huge restructure going on at Fortescue, it's cutting 700 jobs from its energy and metals division. It looks to have jettisoned its 2030 target to produce 15 million tonnes of green hydrogen. Is there a viable industry for green hydrogen in Australia?
Yes, there certainly is, but what the industry needs to do, it needs to start at first base, which is how can we produce 24/7 carbon-free energy? That has to be the first place. And I noted the commentary from the chairman of Fortescue saying that they're focusing now on the production of renewable and clean energy. And that's the right place to start. But what you need to do is you need to be able to produce 24/7 carbon-free energy. So you need to combine the wind and the solar with storage so that you're actually producing 24/7, which is hour by hour matched, low-cost renewable energy. If you do that first, and then you use that energy to produce hydrogen, you can produce it very competitively.
And when it comes to the government's hydrogen production tax incentives, what have you called for?
We've called for the implementation of the 3 pillars. So there should be 3 rules underlying the hydrogen industry.
Michael Meyer, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.